Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sean Yao, and it is my honor to be your host for the fourth breakout track of the Philippine Digital Convention 2020 entitled eLEARNING. Brought to you by PLDT Enterprise, SMART, and ePLDT. We're excited to have you join us as we continue to help you discover how you can pivot your enterprise towards success to ensure lasting and effective change as we enter the new future of work. Truly, this year's Philippine Digital Convention is set to be like no other, as this is the first all-virtual iteration of the convention. But, as we like to say it at PLDT, pivot or perish. And this virtual convention is but a manifestation of how we've transformed in light of the current business landscape. Likewise, we hope that it serves as a venue for you to find ways for your organization to continuously evolve. But before we get to that, we would once again like to thank our official event partners. To ensure that the emerging needs of learners are met, the education sector has been on an uphill climb to steadily provide quality learning experiences for students wherever they may be. This session aims to look at the latest academe-centric innovations and digital tools that will help educational institutions redefine the future of learning. But just because we're virtual, it doesn't mean that this year's session is going to be any less interactive or engaging. We would love to hear from you. So do share your thoughts and insights by keying them in the chat box or by posting them on your respective social media accounts with the official event hashtags, hashtag Brace for Impact, and hashtag PHDigicon 2020. Also get a chance to win exciting raffle prizes just by answering our feedback form, which will be made available after the session, so do stay tuned for that. Get ready to experience impact as we start off this session with the Head of Research for Global Data Asia Pacific. He brings compelling market data and insight to enterprise buyers, service providers, and vendors. Currently, he supports clients in linking ICT modernization to business outcomes. Let us all welcome Dustin Kehoe to give us the latest news, trends, and developments in the academia today, tomorrow, and the future in the e-learning industry.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining DigiCon. Today, we're going to talk about the major trends with regard to academia and education. And what we've seen is digital transformation has always happened in this industry, but what is interesting in a way is because of the health crisis, it's accelerated in many ways. It's actually leading to better outcomes, more personalization, and in some respects, in light of all we've been through in the year 2020, there's been a little bit of a silver lining at the end of this cloud. So there was a study a couple years ago in 2017, which basically asked, students, 63,000 of them, what are we out to achieve when we go to university, for example? And there was a lot to do with the quality of the teaching, the access to scholarships, and the ranking. And there was a lot of students that were motivated by the passion of the subject, the being challenged academically, the rigors of what higher education can do, and the pursuit of a career. All of that is still very much fundamentally true, if not exacerbated, or we feel it even more than what we did before. But what's different? And this is what we're going to talk about today. It's the movement from physical to virtual, or the mixing and the meshing of education from the online world to the physical world. This is very much the case of retailers that had long time battled with the e-commerce companies. This speaks to a lot around the omni-channel experience of schools. A lot of this might be familiar, but what's different and what we've seen in the past 10 months is as we move to physical to virtual, we're also moving from virtual to personal. Personalized experiences where we still, in a virtualized setting, get the one-on-one attention from the teacher, get the 10 minutes a week with the tutor to help us improve some learnings in the process of academia. So what underpins all of this technology? Well, there's a lot going on with technology. What we're basically saying is with this technology, it's actually teaching humans how we learn. And with that, it's teaching us how to improve the ways in which we teach. Artificial intelligence, for example, is allowing administrators to automate tasks. We can customize our curriculum. IoT is allowing classrooms to be safer when we do appear. A lot to do with health and safety. Remote and distant learning is going to be very much a part of our society as we cohabitate with COVID. But there's also lots to do with augmented and virtual reality, which actually teases our brain a little bit and forces us to think differently and really gets into the personalization, what I'm speaking of. And a lot of us, some of us, are readers. Some of us learn by hearing, speaking, observing, doing, and practicing. Underpinning a lot of these technologies is a similar infrastructure that we're used to. It has a lot to do with cloud, mobile, ICT, Wi-Fi, potentially mobile data, and security and the privacy that goes with it in a data architecture. So this personalization in education has allowed us to bring learning outcomes. What exactly do we mean by outcomes? Well, there's things to do with attendance, increasing attendance rate, student engagement. Student engagement leads directly to high graduation rates. The placement of careers or other higher learning after you graduate or you finish your course. There's a honing in on skills and qualifications. For example, not all of us need that 4-year degree. Some of us may need to focus on very specific trade skills. For example, there are about 3 million vacancies in the world on cybersecurity specialists. In the future, that's likely to increase. For example, if you were to look at job analytics, you'll find a 40% growth rate in anyone who knows anything about artificial intelligence and data science. And education in terms of outcomes is really about winning that so-called war on talent that all employers face. We really need to get better in that. This is what technology is allowing us to do. So moving forward, this is what, in our view, a platform looks like. This is what underscores the technology which is going to drive the change. We're going to have a lot of this personalization that I'm talking about. There's going to be the experience at home, in the classroom, on the campus, the transportation home, and what you might do at home. But underpinning all of this is cloud, it's security, it's high-speed access, ubiquitous access. It could mean fixed, it could mean wireless, it could mean lots of things. But all of this is very are critical enablers to delivering these outcomes driven through personalization. But these platforms don't necessarily start and stop with students and what happens in the classroom. It impacts faculty and all of these personas that are involved in educational environment. These are your administrators, for example, making enrollment a little bit easier, or the administrators, the mundaneness of paper-based tasks getting a little bit automated. I myself was a teacher's assistant. I remembered I had a shopping bag and a lot of term papers and a lot of late nights and a lot of coffee just to go through and grade papers. So we're really getting to outcomes, operational efficiency, having platforms that are secure and integrated, resource productivity, student faculty experience, just so many things, and analytics that allows us to continuously learn and improve over time. Nothing is static anymore, which is good. So if you were to start from zero, where would you begin? And this is interesting because you be selective on technology. There's hundreds of products and platforms to choose from, and you really got to think about what's right for your environment. You also have to be secure on environments because we cannot really compromise security. There's a lot to do with data governance, privacy. There's also simpler things like identity and access management, making it easier to open up the classrooms to the students. Be strategic on platforms, and I'm talking about open APIs, considering right from the onset that you're probably going to be doing multi-vendor environments, and technology is going to drop and add and drop as students do courses. This is just the way the things work. And be adaptive to change. You're not going to set out and build something with that's going to be around for 10 years. It's going to change with the times. You're going to swap in and swap out technology, but you're also going to realize that students and teachers and faculty will engage with technologies in other ways in which it was prescribed. And that's what we mean by having at least a plan B. And with that in mind, thank you very much for giving us your time, for attending this event. We have a lot of distinguished speakers to follow, and we look forward to your questions at the very end.
Thank you, Dustin. Truly, transformation in education in both technology and teaching methodology is key. Our next presenter has over 20 years as an academic in the area of education at Monash University, Australia. She oversees learning and teaching in the university with a focus on the development of academics. She also researches in the areas of adult education and employability and has a PhD from the University of Melbourne. To talk about teaching and learning at Monash University in 2020 and the new normal, let us all welcome Ali Clemens.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me here today. Today I'm going to start by setting the scene of Monash University and teaching and learning at Monash University. I'm going to present the educational challenges that faced us as we moved into teaching and learning through the pandemic. I'm going to talk about the solutions we reached, and then I'm going to finish by highlighting our future directions. So the context of Monash is that we are the largest university in Australia, with around 85,000 students located onshore and offshore at our campuses in Australia, China, India, Malaysia, soon to be Indonesia. We have a large percentage of international students at Monash. Around 60% of them were in Australia at the onset of the pandemic, and about 40% were still located in their home countries offshore. Our academic year starts in January of each year, and at the time we had students on campus, but the main group were due to begin in late February. We had invested heavily in new learning spaces and buildings to facilitate interactive learning. But when we faced the prospect of online learning, these spaces and buildings were not going to help us out. We were facing some other factors too. Monash runs a range of undergraduate and postgraduate programs at Monash, but we tend to have retained more of an undergraduate emphasis. This time we had to face both of these programs equally. While we were already offering a bit of online learning, it was only a small part, and we had to really factor in a very strong face-to-face teaching culture in the university. We relied heavily on a lecture and then workshop or tutorial orientation to teaching, and we had a relatively strong end-of-semester exam approach to the way that we assessed students. So the apprehension we felt was a bit like this image of the iconic Sydney Harbour Bridge. This one is taken around 1930. There was a gap that needed filling so we could get to the other side of this bridge. Optimistically, the first step that we took was to delay the start date of this first key semester by a week. This was an unprecedented step, never taken in the history of the university. At that stage, we thought that the first week of teaching would be online. 37 weeks later, we are still teaching online, and 40% of our international students are still not able to join their peers in Australia. So what did we do? We turned to technologies. We used technologies such as Zoom, Teams, Panopto, live streaming, Google Meet to run recorded lectures, to run our tutorials and our workshops, to meet with students in small groups or individually. We reduced our exams overall, but the exams that we did hold, we ran through our e-assessment platform. We also very swiftly developed our own remote invigilation solution in the face of student resistance to us using third-party providers of invigilation. We provided support for academics, just-in-time digital resources to support the transition of their teaching. We provided a wraparound layer of online support for students. This became particularly important at this time, as students were dealing with much more than having to adapt to online learning. Very recent data shows that 1 in 3 young people in Australia, aged 18 to 24, lost a job during the pandemic, 4 times more than the effect that it has had on mature age adults. And so students' financial and mental well-being needed addressing as much as their learning. So we needed to step up our support. We needed to make it visible to students and easy for them to access. We also stood up a study coaching service to support students in their online learning, using peers and using other specialists. We used data. We relied heavily, more and more than before, on learning analytics to see how students were going. We conducted pulse surveys with students to check in on their progress, to find out how they were experiencing teaching and learning. Now this photo, this image, these two images that I put up on the screen now, is a photo of the Alexander Theatre at Monash University. This is an artistic precinct. And the first photo there is one that was taken in 1967 when it was first built. And the second one next to it is how it looks regenerated this time last year. Well, the pandemic accelerated the regeneration of teaching and learning at Monash, not over 50 years, but over 4 months. So what will we carry forward from this experience? What will our new normal look like? So we will definitely move away from parallel work where people supporting teaching and learning work in parallel to more joined up work, greater collaboration between previously siloed divisions who all support students and teaching and learning in different ways. We will definitely be relying much more on data to gain insights into students' progress and sew the data points together more so we can get a richer picture of the student learning, their context, their progress, and their needs. Using this data, it will allow us to be less transactional and reactive to students and more relational in the way that we reach out and respond to them before problems happen. We would do that to avoid problems. This disruption has also created a burning platform to allow us to continue to offer flexibility in teaching and learning. The mandatory student attendance rule that has been around at Monash for a while will have to go. If we ask students to be on campus, it has to be because there is a good reason for them to engage in on-campus learning in a way that we can't achieve the same thing online. And finally, there will definitely be a more diversified array of assessment choices and solutions at Monash, where exams might still play a part, and if they do, that will be online. But the repertoire of ways in which to assess students has and will continue to grow. So in summary, they say innovation is born from adversity. Responding to the pandemic was not achieved through online learning alone. It was the sudden shift to online learning that opened up people's minds, hands, and hearts to doing things differently. It was the incorporation of a range of technologies that made all of this possible. We will certainly carry these forward. This will be our new normal. Thank you.
Thanks for that, Professor Clemens. Now let's take a closer look at the technologies that have revolutionized the way we do business. Our next speaker is a regional manager of mobile enterprise for Samsung Electronics. She heads business development for key verticals, including education, finance, and healthcare across Southeast Asia and Oceania. She also drives the expansion of Samsung's B2B solutions while establishing thought leadership and building new growth areas for the enterprise mobility business. Prior to joining Samsung, Natalie has worked for major management consulting firms such as Capgemini and EY Consulting. Natalie brings with her an extensive experience in helping organizations create business values through digital transformation and innovation. She holds an MBA from ESSEC Business School in France and a diploma in finance from the University of Mannheim in Germany. Here to talk about the campus of the future, ladies and gentlemen, Natalie Duchemin.
Hello, I would like to give you a warm welcome, and I hope you and your family are all safe and healthy. I'm Nathalie Duchemin, and I'm the Regional Manager for Samsung's Mobile Enterprise team in Southeast Asia and Oceania. Today, I'm connecting with you virtually from Singapore. This year brought completely unexpected changes and challenges for the education sector, and it's likely that we will continue to see monumental change in the next years, with new technologies like AI, VR, and AR permeating deeply into our daily lives and constantly changing the dynamics of our societies, economies, environments, and cultures. Being able to adapt quickly to change becomes paramount in this next normal. The current period is an opportunity for the education industry to reimagine the learning journey and implement bold innovations. It's an opportunity to leverage digital technologies to provide a more meaningful experience to students, teachers, and schools. There are three key considerations which are currently on top of everyone's mind in the education sector: health and safety, access to learning, and the quality of teaching and learning. All three will be relevant in the reopening phase and in the future in order to attract new talents and maintain the success of the curriculum. Let's look into some of the use cases for those three topics and how mobile technology is playing a significant role. After the global lockdowns and closure of the on-campus classes, universities and schools around the world are preparing to reopen the campus and leverage technology in different ways in order to keep their students and staff safe. A university in the US is leveraging the Samsung Watch together with an AI-driven platform to monitor high-risk faculty and staff. Others use mobile-based apps to help to improve mental health. The pandemic raised the awareness around the importance of mental health in times of uncertainty, and higher education as well as companies are likely to continue to focus on that matter. Digital signage on the campus can be used to remind students and staff of key safety measures and share important information or also updates on campus activities, creating a sense of community. A tablet together with a sled case with a thermometer can be used to establish a safety protocol and measure temperature. In order to stay competitive, higher education institutions need to ensure that the curriculum is affordable and the learning experience accessible for any qualified student. With a blended learning approach of online and on-campus courses becoming the next normal, universities need to consider how to provide access to hardware and connectivity to all students and staff members. Offering need-based financial aid or devices can help to achieve this. Some institutions and governments are also working with telcos to provide connectivity through, for example, larger data packages. When institutions acquire devices for their students and teachers, it's important to implement a mobile device management solution to seamlessly configure, manage, and secure the devices remotely. Managing the devices and the security will also be key if an institution would like to shift to a digital exam format. In the Philippines, Samsung worked with Quezon City to provide tablets to students. They used our Knox Manage solution to configure and manage the devices remotely. Students only have to unbox and connect the tablet, and the profile is downloaded directly. The Knox security is embedded in the chip of each of our devices, ensuring that personal data is secure and the hardware not compromised. The future university will be one which is empowering the community to embrace an ownership role, rather than being essentially customer of the university, and thus creating an agile culture which enables to quickly adapt to changes. Creating a digital learning and teaching experience will be crucial to stay competitive and attract new students, but also the right teaching staff. Digital tools can help drive productivity and engagement, allowing the users to adapt quickly to any situation. For example, the Samsung DeX feature allows you to switch easily from a touchpad-like experience to a PC-like experience. You can connect the device to a monitor and work on both screens. With the S Pen, users have an authentic writing experience and can annotate papers and assignments or just jot down their ideas on the go. Digital, flexible whiteboards like the Samsung Flip encourages collaborative, team-based work and small group discussions, and thus enhances the students' engagement. Leveraging technology to foster independent research and to include experiential components will help students to develop critical thinking skills that will be an asset in the job market. The education sector is adopting a blended learning model where face-to-face interactions are maintained, but technology used to enhance the learning experience. The most successful universities leverage existing content from massive open online courses platforms or partner universities to expand their offering. They create the adaptive online content to enhance and complement the faculty-led curriculum. Universities with a successful digital transformation know that it's key to co-create the approach with the key stakeholders, as well as the public and private industry partners, and to evolve over time. At Samsung, we believe in open collaboration and the power of human-centered innovation to create a better future. Let's work together to build a new safe learning experience, empowering people to emerge stronger and to adapt to the next normal. Thank you, and I look forward to connect with each and everyone, either in person or virtually in the future.
Thank you for that. Again, we would love to hear your thoughts and insights, so do key them in the chat box or post them into your respective social media accounts. But when doing so, don't forget to use the official event hashtags Race for Impact and hashtag PHDigicon 2020. Our next presenter has been in the telecommunications industry for more than 20 years, 17 years of which was with the PLDT Group. During his stint in Smart, he was tasked to manage the entire corporate sales team and later on led the integration of Smart corporate sales team with the corporate business group of PLDT. In PLDT, he successfully managed the regional sales team, driving the revenue portfolio to an unprecedented growth. Currently, he is the AVP and head of the FMCG, logistics, pharmaceutical, and academe industries. To talk to us about rethinking education for the future, let's all welcome Dick Parrott.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for joining the Academe Breakout session. On behalf of PLDT Enterprise, it is my pleasure to be joining you all this afternoon as we take a closer look at one of the most contended topics today, education. Earlier, we listened to Global Data's extensive research on the academe today, tomorrow, and the future, as they studied latest trends in schools and universities around the world. Then, we were all enriched by the insights and actual experience of Monash University, one of Australia's top 10 universities, and ranked 64th globally in the Times Higher Education World Ranking 2021. Before I start my presentation, I would like to invite you to take a glimpse of 2030 Future Ready Teaching. Please watch this.
Educators around the world are reimagining learning to better equip young people with the skills they need to be future-ready. Student-centered approaches and technical, social, and emotional skills are all part of this agenda. But how will we help get students there? One word: teachers. The teaching profession favors progressive reforms to fulfill education's potential, according to a survey of early career and student teachers conducted by the Economist Intelligence Unit. Half believe new teachers will focus more on social and emotional learning and on teaching the importance of inclusion and diversity. But less than half think their training has prepared them to nurture students' social and emotional well-being, and only 38% feel their training is equipping them to use digital technology, despite their keenness for it. Teachers are our greatest resource, but more could be done to empower them with the tools, training, and support they need.
Today, all over the world, education is reshaping. For a while now, educators around the world have been talking about the need to rethink how we educate future generations. This might just be the disruption that the sector needed to get us all to rethink how we educate and question what we need to teach and what we are preparing our students for. In the realm of education system, there are four key players, each playing a critical role in driving the transformation. I am a father of two girls, and my passion is really to give my children the best education, one that allows them a solid foundation to kickstart their chosen career or business. And just like many parents, my criteria in choosing a school or university is based on quality of education. Quality as defined by the curriculum design, the teachers who deliver the lessons, the campus, including the whole student journey, from admissions, library, classroom, cafeteria, and social facilities. And the topmost of it all, it must be secured and safe with a healthy environment. Children who will start school from now on will grow up to be the workers and leaders in the digital-first world, one that will demand new skills and new ways of thinking. And it is the technologies we deploy and implement today that will set the groundwork for this. Mature adult learners in the future will be more and more interested in micro-credentials, which will allow them to acquire specific knowledge and skills. The demand will be for more relevant or related courses or learning paths and digital learning experiences. We will see a significant thrust towards experiential learning too. Of course, the students will also want to have fun while learning new things. Going forward, the role of the teacher will get redefined. The notion of a teacher or an educator as the knowledge holder who imparts wisdom to pupils is no longer fit for the purpose of the future. With students being able to gain access to knowledge and even learn many a technical skill through a few clicks on their phones, tablets, and computers, we will need to redefine the role of the teacher in the classroom of tomorrow. Equipping teachers with the right tools such as artificial intelligence and access to data analytics will allow educators to design a unique, personal learning journey for learners. As school administrators or owners, what are the key imperatives to ensure that teachers are able to focus on design and delivery of quality education? How can the school continue to educate learners to teach new life skills needed for a new tomorrow? A key imperative for a school administrator is to prioritize digital transformation. Machine learning, IoT with data analytics can increase campus operation efficiency and pinpoint areas of focus. And this can improve overall campus experience, making the campus of the future safe, secured, and sustainable. Transformation Blueprint will institutionalize the digital campus of the future. This holistic approach covers from recruitment and admission to graduation and alumni alliances. Now, majority of the school-to-student interaction and experience have become virtual. To achieve a fully virtual environment, there is a need to re-engineer the entire system to make it fully integrated, collaborative, intelligent, and safe. Technology has stepped into the breach. The coronavirus pandemic has accelerated the need to change, providing an opportunity for a digital transformation on a larger scale. In a world where knowledge is a mouse click away, the role of the educator must change too. Now more than ever, we must rethink education. From borderless learning to safe back to school and to the campus of the future. It must have a connected, secured, and virtual smart campus of the future. At this point, please allow me to share a quote from George Couros. And I quote, "Technology will not replace great teachers, but technology in the hands of great teachers can be transformational." End of quote. Truly, technology will not define the quality of education. It is merely an enabler. But with the best school vision and highly skilled educators, technology can be a powerful catalyst that will set the institution apart from the rest. We at PLDT would like to partner with these institutions to bring the quality of education to the next level. Please join us as we reshape and rethink the campus of the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Dick. And here to demonstrate and show us practical applications of various technologies, redefining how the e-learning sector can collaborate better in the new future of work, please welcome PLDT Enterprise Strategic Solution Head, John Combalicero.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us in the Academe Breakout session of DigiCon 2020. Allow us to share with you the best of PLDT Enterprise to help you in your journey to the campus of the future. Let's step into a new day and redefine the student learning experience, because the future of education starts with you.
Dear teacher, I fell off my bike the other day and I had to go get some stitches from Dr. Sally. She's nice. My dad said I can be anything I want to be when I grow up. And last time, I chose an architect. But now, I choose to become a doctor. I will study my very hardest to become one someday. I want to be able to help sick kids in need like Dr. Sally did. Because she took care of me, I feel so much better now.
Sana you get the perfect score in my math exam. I really want to make my future for it.
Did you hear that there are now dance classes that we can join in school? I'm so excited.
Wow, galing talaga ni Jordan. Ibang klase, idol.
I'm so thankful Mom tutors me when I need help. I don't know how I would have gone to high school without her.
This looks good. I want to try this tomorrow and surprise my sister for her birthday.
Lord, sana makapasa ako sa magandang school para makakuha agad ako ng trabaho at makatulong dito sa bahay habang may sakit si Papa.
With you right by my side, I know my future will be bright. Thank you, teacher. I'll see you soon. Love, Bella.
Hello, class.
Good morning, Miss Hernandez.
For this class, I'd like to share with you a story about a young girl.
Never stop dreaming, because the education ecosystem that you know today will be reshaped completely. The COVID-19 pandemic has greatly impacted the Philippine education ecosystem, from how student, parent, and school collaborate, to your new learning experience with the educators, on how you communicate with your school administrator, on how you use your school facilities. This also includes how you engage with your campus community, membership to association, your partnership to local and international school, and to business sector collaboration. These are reshaping the landscape of education towards the new normal of the future. This is our chance to rethink the education landscape not in the shape that we know today. We should envision it to be more inclusive and personalized. All of us should start rethinking the future of education in terms of borderless learning, democratizing education where we are free to access education anywhere, to safe return to school where our health and safety is the utmost priority, to smart campus where security, business continuity, and operational efficiency are realized, to smart laboratory where we can enhance our skills in cloud platform environment, to smart classroom where education is more inclusive and accessible anytime, to smart learning where mixed reality exists to the realms of our imagination, personalizing learning and humanizing education for everyone, making education more accessible to anyone. Your borderless learning starts at connecting students at home to educators teaching from home. This is possible with the use of high-speed internet using PLDT beyond fiber and our new smart 5G technology. And to help with this COVID-19 pandemic, Smart created the most accessible Giga Study Bundle to access your common e-learning tools anytime and anywhere. From your laptop and tablets using Samsung to collaboration tools using Cisco WebEx, to campus Wi-Fi using Cisco Meraki and HP Aruba, to your collaboration tools using Cisco WebEx and for your laptop using Samsung. And to help your school get back on track, in partnership with Microsoft, we give you a complete education suite with pre-LMS, including in your Office 365 for education subscription. Together, these solutions make your learning experience borderless. And once the quarantine is lifted, you should focus on how to safely return to school using our smart tracker technology with high-end vehicle and personal tracking technology for the safety of your loved ones with accident response and GPS tracking technology and route deviation alarm powered by smart 5G technology. And with our PLDT cameras with the capability to do onboard attendance, child protection alert, occupancy control, and driver behavior analysis, all powered by smart 5G technology, it gives you a peace of mind in their journey to the safe reopening of school. As we move forward, you need to put health at the center of your school safe reopening program. In addition to using smart PLDT cameras in your school bus, we also have specialized cameras for your campus with queue detection, thermal imaging, face mask detection alert, facial recognition, and people counting. We can make your school reopening much safer. But wait, there's more. Together with AppSpace, it can help you find your way within the campus using every angle in Cisco Meraki using machine learning technology that can help you practice social safety. In Edvolview, your all-in-one safe and secure return to school platform that helps schools to leverage AI technology to build a connected student experience.
Meet Safe Reopen from Involvio, a comprehensive mobile safety solution that helps you welcome students back to campus. With Safe Reopen, every member of your community gets a mobile health pass after completing a daily wellness check. With a health pass, students can book and reserve almost anything on campus within the capacity limits you set, from seats in class to treadmills in the gym. Safe Reopen incorporates video too, so those who can't join classes, activities, or meetings in person can still participate remotely. If there's a positive case of COVID-19, Safe Reopen connects with campus Wi-Fi and your SIS to identify those who may have been exposed and can send private notifications. And with powerful admin analytics, you can monitor risks, trends, and density across campus in real time. Welcome your students back safely with Safe Reopen from Involvio.
Now let's welcome the student back with Safe Reopen. But safe reopening also requires you to focus on how you optimize your campus operation. This COVID-19 pandemic exposes your challenges that you encounter in your campus of business continuity plan and operational efficiency. EPLDT helps you focus on your core campus operation by giving you a peace of mind with the use of our business continuity and disaster recovery solution that gives you high uptime and availability and in compliance with international standard. Whether your data reside in your campus or in our cloud data center or in our 10 data center across the Philippines, we give you total data protection to keep your campus running efficiently. This pandemic also exposes campus, whether big or small, to cyber threat. EPLDT provides the cyber defense best practices and expertise to make your campus information secure and in compliance with the Data Privacy Commission. And security is not only for your digital information, but also for your manual paper. To protect this paper-based information from fire and flood threat, our EPDS help you digitize in our secure cloud document management platform and make this information only available to the authorized person. And to make your campus more reachable, our Cloud Contact Center, a unified and omni-channel platforms, allows you to receive potential student inquiry from your campus hotline or Facebook Messenger. Whether your school admin is working on campus or at home, you will never miss an opportunity to help drive increase your student enrollment. And introducing Simple ERP to make your campus operation running efficiently. In partnership with AGS, SAP, a simple, affordable, and accessible system that is in compliance with BIR reporting and audit requirements. On top of that, we also give you adoption support program that helps you train your faculty and creating curriculum and test materials to help your student to be job ready using SAP and AGS Simple ERP. And lastly, to help you manage all this solution, our Kuro Technica Managed Help Desk can support your workforce working in campus or at home, anytime and anywhere. We have highly skilled engineers to help you efficiently manage your smart campus operation. Your IT on demand. This is our end-to-end EPLDT solutions that help you save cost and time in managing complex IT services by making it simple. And simplicity is the new normal. And we make technology much simpler, just like our smart laboratory in the cloud. In partnership with Microsoft, we give you Azure Lab Services, your computer laboratory in the cloud. Everything you need to get started. For your classes or training, for cost optimization and tracking, for automatic management and scaling, with a simple user experience. This is technology made simple and easy to use. We can also give you a ready-to-use mobile app and digitize your vast library of information to open a whole new opportunity that will bring you revenue channel to help you financially in this pandemic. And now let's see what will the future will bring. We are proud to share to you what will become the future of education for Smart Classroom.
What does the future hold for education? In 5 years? 10? What will learning be like for students? And how will teachers instruct? And what role will security and IT operations play in keeping critical functions online and facilities and data secure? Today, the learning experience is already extending beyond the classroom. Soon, on-demand and more personalized learning will make it even easier for students to fit school into their own schedules and learn in the way that best suits them.
Finishing a course will be based on the knowledge you've acquired, not a specific date. Augmented reality, digital images superimposed on live content, and virtual reality, an artificial 3D environment, are some of the hottest technologies today. In education, they can allow students to visit monuments, explore Mars, and even travel back in time. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is the ability for computerized machines to mimic human thought processes. It could make it possible to personalize the delivery of information and assessments to an individual. It could also shift the role of the teacher to that of a facilitator, supplementing the AI lessons and helping struggling students. And for academic research and discoveries, AI could help break through boundaries we can't even conceive right now. Everything you do today and tomorrow, from capturing lessons to enhancing research capabilities with AI, depends on a strong IT infrastructure foundation. All your systems, network, mobility, collaboration, security, data center, need to work together seamlessly to support the changing landscape of education. And Cisco can help.
Technology support the changing landscape of education. With mixed reality, you can increase student engagement and improve learning outcomes with 3D technologies in smart classroom solution. And HoloHuman to navigate through the human anatomy like never before, using interactive 3D anatomy platform. And the future of field trip using HoloTour, a combination of 360-degree video, spatial sound, and holographic scenery. Your new smart classroom is anywhere. All these benefits help foster social and emotional learning. The mixed reality breaks through emotional barrier so a student can experience life from new perspective and gives them new smart learning experience. This new perspective help us build the campus of the future, from smart platform to democratization of education to humanizing education. SDH. This is our framework for the campus of the future. And to achieve this vision, your journey to the campus of the future must start today. From implementing smart platform that simplify campus operation for school administrator, building connected data-driven campus with the power of machine learning, to democratizing education, making education more accessible and provide safer learning environment for teacher and student using smart connected mobile band powered by 5G, opening education to entire Philippines, and most importantly, to humanize education, and creating new ways for students to learn, delivering highly personalized student experience, and change how teachers deliver lesson and test achievement, using the self-paced learning to bring out the best of the student and make it more inclusive, regardless of personal learning capacity, whether slow learner, visual or auditory learner, including person with disability, providing new learning experience in the most human way. This new learning experience starts with you today.
It all starts with you. The power to plant seeds, build dreams, and shape lives. To bring him out of his shell, inspire a lifelong passion, and journey to the moon and back. We're here to make it all as easy as possible for you. From innovative technologies and invaluable learning tools, through to supportive communities, we'll help you create a legacy you'll be proud of. So go on, be the start of something.
Together, let's start building dreams and shape life. Let's bring out the best of the student and inspire life and passion. Because as Ivan Welton says, the future of the world is in your classroom today. Remember to always step into a new day and be the start of something new. take them to the future. And together, we can start democratizing and humanizing education because the future of education starts with you.
Dear teacher, I fell off my bike the other day and I had to go get some stitches from Dr. Sally.
Dear Miss Hernandez, sobrang nag-enjoy ako sa storytelling session natin yesterday. From now on, I'll always listen to my mommy because she really knows best.
Hello, teacher. I miss you and my classmates. I can't wait to see you all very soon. I remember the last time we all played hide and seek. I really enjoyed that.
Tapos na ako sa project ko. Sabi nga ni Dad, baka pwede ako maging artist someday. I really love to draw. Sana magustuhan niyo po yung gawa ko.
Teacher, I had a wonderful dream. It was me singing on stage in front of so many people. I loved it. I really want to be a singer when I grow up.
Dear Miss Sarah, I wish to be a teacher like you someday, so I can help other kids like me reach their dreams.
Hello, class.
Good morning, Miss Hernandez.
Hello, everyone. How are you all doing today?
Hi, teacher and classmates. My name is Shirley Cabal Revilla. I'm 4 years old.
Thanks, Shirley.
May natutunan ba kayo?
Dapat makinig sa ating mga magulang.
Nandiyo na ngayon. Salamat, Ma'am Lucy.
Bye, class. Ayaw ko pa rin sa exam mo.
Okay, ma'am.
Sa diin, una ni celebrar ang Independence Day.
Sa balay ni Presidente Emilio Aguinaldo, ma'am.
Sa diin ang balay niya.
Sa Kawit, Cavite, ma'am.
Thanks for that, John. In one of the most disruptive times in history, there have been a lot of trends, research, and practices that have evolved along the way. Our next speaker is a certified engineer with 10 years experience in telecommunications industry. He is here to talk about the IoT for smart classroom and campus building. Let's all welcome Fiber Home's marketing manager, Grant Lee.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Grant. The topic of my presentation is the Fiber Home Smart Education Solution, and the outline will be 3 parts. The first is the pain point and the requirement analysis. And second, I will provide that the Fiber Home, the smart education solution. And the third, I will share that the several successful use case to everybody. We know with the increasing demand for the education level, the current education will meet that the more and more difficulties. For example, that the different department, it is hard to collaborate it. And second, it is difficult to make decision and the analysis for the teaching class data. In addition, that the teaching class the information is isolation. It is not easy and not convenient to share with the others. Besides of this, that the teaching part and the management part, there's 2 different parts. How to combine this together, and so on. That the problems. So how to solve that all of these problems and improve that the study qualities. Fiber Home can provide that all the smart education solution to solve that these problems. Here is that all the solutions for the teaching these levels You can see here that the left side, the picture, the smart e-classroom, it can provide that the group teaching interaction, the interaction class. And by this, the screen and the smart terminal, the students and the teachers can share the ideas together easily. And for the remote teaching, that this classroom also can support that the high quality the recording and the playing and the remote the interaction for this, and also that for this the smart classroom, that it can be equipped with that the IoT equipment together. It can make that this classroom more intelligent. Here is that this the features, but you know how to realize that these features. This page is that all the key important the hardware, the BIMAX, this smart terminal. It is that high integrated the terminal have that many functions with the other hardware, such as that the central host, that the central control host, and that the record host, and the audio processor, and so on. All of these can satisfy that the all list in the classroom, even though that this smart terminal has that many functions, but it is very easy to operate it. It can support that the Android and the Windows system. It can be operated like that or the mobile phone. And the most that the powerful the function of the terminal is that the central management platform. It is integrated in this terminal. Besides of this, that the terminal can integrate that the other modules, such as that the camera modules, the audio modules, and the Wi-Fi modules, and the recording modules. And here, that page is that the example for the recording example. Recording the modules. It is that the 4 cameras, that the automatic high-definition recording by the 3D Max, that tracking technology. For example, that the teachers give the course and walk through in the classroom, that the 3D sensors can be tracking that the teacher's positioning and make that this classroom that more intelligent. Except that the hardware platform and the software is also important. And here is that the software platform, the real-time voice translations that platform. It will be 3 steps to realize this. The first step is use that a microphone to collect that the sound, and then to decrease that the noise. And the second that step will use that the super brain engine, just the software platform, to convert the voice to the text and the images. And all of this data can be stored in the cloud centers. And the third step is that the presentation, that's the result. It can be shown by the PowerPoint and so on. And this most important, that the software platform can provide that the classroom that more the better experience. Okay, that the last part, the use case. Here is that the use case in China, in Wuhu city, Anhui province, and it included that the 35 that the laboratories, and the 150 the teaching room, and the 74 the computer room. And the next page is another use case. Is also in the Anhui College. It is also that the campus, that the teaching room scenarios. It will be deployed at the 135 this class E classroom, and this is all of this use case. Okay, this is all my presentation. Okay, thank you everybody.
Thank you, Grant. Indeed, there is so much that enterprises, large or small, can do with the solutions and technologies we have today. So, let's hear what some of them have to say and look forward to with our services. Allow me to welcome Associate Professor, Department of Electronics, Computer and Communications Engineering, Dr. Nat Libatica.
The Ateneo de Manila University seeks to preserve, extend, and communicate truth and apply it to the human development and preservation of the environment. We are a Catholic Filipino Jesuit university, so we use all of our charisms to pursue this vision. The Ateneo has reoriented itself in a major way to teaching online during this pandemic. Right after the most extreme of the lockdown phases, the ECQ, and even before that, we had been meeting on the efficient and humane way to face the pandemic and still continue with our mission of forming men for others. And all of the decisions we have made were consulted with our students, the parents, the faculty, all of the stakeholders were consulted. We listened to their recommendations and concerns and came up with a system that we think efficiently addresses the challenges of the pandemic. We put together this new educational platform we call the Ateneo Blue Cloud. It is a fully online educational system. We also think that it's a way of building forward. Even as we transition to normal times, we think our new approach is the way forward, a hybrid learning platform that allows Ateneo to come out better and more responsive to the requirements and challenges of education, not just in the current pandemic, but moving forward as well. We're very happy that we've partnered with PLDT and SMART on new technologies such as 5G. And we're taking this opportunity for this. We are one of the first, in fact, the first 5G campus test beds in the country. We have continued our research on drone emergency communications using the 5G base stations on campus. We are designing new vehicle tracking and vehicle monitoring systems that will allow communities to monitor vehicle traffic during the different lockdown periods of the pandemic. Certainly, we expect the best technology still to come from PLDT. We expect that we will partner with the ongoing deployment of 5G. 6G is now in the research lab, so we expect to continue working with PLDT and SMART when that comes out. Fiber needs to penetrate further into the market. We need remote learning solutions for everyone, not just in highly urbanized centers, but also in remote provinces. We expect PLDT to continue partnering with us in designing these platforms. Disasters will still come, challenges to our environment, and our research labs and academics will expect PLDT, as it has in the past, to continue partnering with us in designing solutions for our communities.
Thank you, Dr. Nat. We definitely look forward to servicing more institutions like the Ateneo in the future. Now, let's discover the notable tools and technologies that have been essential in the sudden digital shift in this industry. To tell us about campus Wi-Fi and IoT for creating the campus of the future, let's all welcome our next speaker.
Magandang hapon. That's probably the only Tagalog word I know. Thank you very much, and it is my pleasure and honor to be here with you today. I hope you guys are doing well and staying safe in where you are right now. I have never in my wildest imagination thought that year 2020 would start with a global pandemic that devastated healthcare system, crippled economies, and put the world in deep recession. As countries implement necessary quarantine and social distancing practices to contain the pandemic, the world has been put in a great lockdown. The magnitude and speed of collapse in activity that has followed is unlike anything experienced in our lifetime. The sudden change from in-office to work from home, and in your situation, home-based learning, has completely changed how organizations and schools around the world are providing the tools that support the employees and students need to be productive. As you may have noticed, work from home as well as home-based learning has drastically put a lot of strain on the limited IT resources and dramatically brings with it added remote connectivity, security, and management challenges. Offices, lecture theatres, and common areas such as library and cafeteria as an example, will emphasize social distancing, and proximity solutions such as contact and location tracing will be essential to ensure that new layouts will protect health and safety of employees, students, and guests. And all of this is taking place in an environment of shrinking budget and stretched IT resources. IT has to find new ways to be productive and yet stay safe. IT needs analytics and automation to stay ahead of the curve. Based on information from customers, industry experts, and partners, it is clear that the reimagined hybrid campuses is a journey of 3 phases that have already begun. Phase 1, we characterize as business continuity, and in your case, continued learning, and it happened with suddenness over the last several months. Most organizations have reached stability in this phase, where connectivity and secure access to IT resources were the primary objectives for the home worker, as well as students doing home-based learning. For phase 1, Aruba offers a rich, mature portfolio of remote access solutions that reduce time, effort, and overhead of setting up a remote worker, students, while maintaining the security and control that the school needs. Employees and students with Aruba solution will enjoy the same experience as if they are in the campus environment. The security parameters of the network are automatically pushed down to the remote access solution without IT intervention. Phase 2 is the natural next step as school campuses consider bringing at least some portion of the workforce and students back to the campus at least some of the time. Here, workers' and students' health and safety is the #1 priority, and using technology to reach those goals is part of the return to campuses exercise. In this phase, phase 2, the breadth of Aruba connectivity coupled with critical analytic and insight provide the key element of solution for the return to campuses phase. Aruba Wi-Fi and Bluetooth services not only provide the connectivity for sensors and other peripherals to help monitor the health and safety of employees, the data they produce is an essential ingredient for tracing of contacts in the event of a health issue with an employee, student, and even guests. In this case, the Aruba infrastructure that is already in place, especially wireless access points, provide a range of proximity solutions required for a safe return to campuses. Wi-Fi analytic and text can provide 3 to 5 meter accuracy. Phase 3 is on the horizon as the lessons of the first 2 phases are understood and absorbed, with the opportunity to blend the home and in-office experience where workspace is modular, flexible, and seamlessly integrated. School campuses will be taking a fresh look at how buildings are organized and managed. The third phase is what we call the hybrid campuses. Unlike phase 1 and phase 2, this third phase is likely going to happen sometime in the near future. Whatever direction it takes, the hybrid campuses will be reliant on secure, centrally managed wireless connectivity that provides the user experience seamless and effortless, independent of their physical location. The office and lecture theatre and common area will be more monitored and certainly less dense in terms of occupancy, and the focus will be on encouraging workers and students to return to the campuses based on a secure, safe, and rich experience. Finally, it is likely that the cost and effort to outfit campus space with IT resources will be consumed, needs to provide more flexibility from both a financing and a resources perspective. Before I return the spotlight back to the host, I would like to encourage each and every one of you to visit Aruba's virtual booth to look at some of our offerings. For those of you who is keen to see a live demo of Aruba contact tracing solution, do get in touch with my colleagues who are mending the virtual booth, and we can make some arrangement for you to visit our virtual executive briefing center. With this, I would like to say salamat and thank you once again for spending the afternoon with us. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again.
Key in your questions, comments, and suggestions via the chat.
All right, now that you have discovered and learned about the latest technologies and solutions designed to reinvent your businesses, it's now time for us to take some questions. So at this point, let me introduce you again to our esteemed panelists, beginning with Global Data Service Director, Asia Pacific, Mr. Dustin Kehoe. Hello again, Dustin.
Hello.
We also have PLDT Enterprise AVP and Head of the FMCG, Logistics, Pharmaceutical, and Academe Industries, Dick Perez. Hi, Dick. EPLDT Enterprise Strategic Solutions, John Combalicer. We have Monash University Professor Ali Clements, Samsung Electronics Regional Manager of Mobile Enterprise, Natalie Dushman, Fiber Homes Marketing Manager, Grant Lee, and HPE Aruba's Regional Category Manager for Southeast Asia and Taiwan, Kwong Hui Tan. We have Associate Professor, Department of Electronics, Computer and Communications Engineering from the Ateneo de Manila University, Dr. Natalie Batique. To all our delegates, do engage with us by typing in your questions in the chat box. All right, our first question goes out to you, Dustin. This is from Therese de los Reyes. She is asking if you have come across any technologies that you feel are going to be more transformative or important over the next year. Also asking for other examples of student outcomes other than the ones you've presented today.
Wow, great. Well, that's a great question. And thank you so much for asking that. I mean, if you listen to this session, every aspect of it, I see artificial intelligence enhancing every product, almost everything we've learned, and machine learning. And think of it like, let's go back, take a step back. We're constantly learning how to teach, and we're applying our teachings to help people learn and learn differently. The different courses we might actually learn differently by what we teach and how we teach. And this is just going to get better. But I also see in terms of technology, different outcomes like personalization. For example, breaking out into just video only into small study groups and having this one-on-one engagement with your peers or with a tutor type situation. I also see this improving the engagement. Rather than lecturing to us, you're engaging with us as students and teachers, and that helps to drive other outcomes. One thing I will say about technology is one thing coming up on the radar is virtual reality. Think of, if you've never been to a country and you're exposed to a language, that's great, and you may or may not pick it up. But if you can put that headset on and you can go to Paris and look around, French might actually be that much more exciting. Or if you can see ancient Rome, ancient Egypt, through this similar type headset, reading up on history could be pretty cool. And in terms of outcomes that we're driving towards, I mean, I really like what Dick said about micro-credentials and life skills. Some of the things that I found is just efficiency. If we're really applying and very focused on how we're teaching and learning, we're going to be more efficient with our time. And we're going to also, along the way, improve like our cognitive skills, our ability to memorize and retain information for longer, maybe apply them differently in everyday life. This is a great topic. Thanks for asking. And boy, we have a lot of other questions coming up. Thank you.
That's right, Dustin. This actual next question comes from the same asker. It is from Therese de los Reyes as well. This one goes out to you, Professor Ali. She is asking what was the experience of your students in learning online this year, 2020, compared to previous years?
Good afternoon. Thank you for that too. Actually, our responses were quite satisfying. In terms of student satisfaction, there was a small dip in satisfaction. And you might be surprised to say that we were satisfied and pleased with that because we thought it would be worse than what we had experienced. Only about 6% less student satisfaction than we had experienced in the previous year. In terms of student progress, though, and this is the part that made us really pleased, students across the board did better in their grades during their online learning experience, which was a surprising and really pleasing outcome.
That's very good to hear, and also really surprising, I suppose. Now, Grant, this next question is from you. Romy Revelia is asking the capacity of smart classrooms and whether or not the free usage time of 360 hours a year is still valid after the service period.
Okay, this is good questions. Normally, it is recommended that a classroom has about 30 attendees. It is based on this consideration. First, if there are too many attendees, the interaction with the teaching class will be more complicated and not convenient for the interaction. Second, if the number of the attendees is more than 30, the network quality will decline. If there are more attendees in the demand level, we also can satisfy that the requirement. It needs that they install more AP which can help enlarge the outline the bad ones and improve the network quality. So our smart classroom solution can be applied to various applications level, which can make our classroom more interesting and intelligent and improve the quality of the teaching class. This is my answer. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that, Grant. Natalie, this next question is from Lovely Santos, asking how mobile technology can help close the skills gap. That's a broad one.
Hi. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Very relevant questions. I mean, we all know, we have seen the pandemic had put pressure on our education system, but also on the market. So for university, it's very key to see how can we help our students to prepare for the job market, but also to prepare for the jobs of the future, which may not yet exist. So I think I would say 3 points. So one is technology first. So one thing is for sure, digital is here to stay. So it's important, will play an important role in the future. And we have the technology like AI, AR already available on mobile technology. So students can already experience it. And there's no better way than learning by experience. So the second one I would name is mindset, having the right mindset. With the speed of change and innovation, you have to be able to adapt to any situation. Having like an entrepreneurial mindset and curiosity will also be key for the future. And the third last point is for me the partnership. In Samsung, we believe in co-creation and in human-centered innovation. So it will be also key to close this skill gap, to partner, to have public and private organizations partner and prepare the next generation for this future.
All right, thank you, Natalie. Very well said. John, as the education sector already is sort of, or got its feet into, or has dipped its toes into the new normal, how can we expect the PLDT group to support the growing demand to provide better learning experiences in new campuses of the future?
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. So to answer your question, actually PLDT is always in continuous pursuit of the best technology that we can help for the betterment of educating the Philippine student. We want to focus on the overall well-being of the learners because this is the common challenges of all the learners and also of the faculty right now. We have several global partnerships to provide the best-in-class learning experience from connected smart campus to smart classroom experience with emphasis on data privacy, health, and safety measure. Like if they want to schedule a safe return to school program. A while ago, I saw a lot in chat that, oh, we are now going back to the school. No, we're not going back to the school yet, but we want the school to be ready and prepared once the vaccine is ready and once the school is ready to accept the learners and the faculty. So we want to help you in terms of creating a safe return to school and also during this pandemic right now to have a meaningful online learning experience. So overall, this growing portfolio of partnership is helping us to deliver the best learning experience that is sustainable and adaptable to the ever-changing world. So we want to offer a solution that are resilient to the academic challenges and most importantly, to provide a solution that can help us achieve our goal in democratizing and humanizing education. I want to emphasize on humanizing education because we want to personalize and make sure that the well-being of the student and the faculty and everyone, including the parents, are all catered to by the technology, because the learning experience of our student doesn't just stop with the adoption of technology, but it all starts with all of us. So I would like to have a call to everyone that let's start humanizing the learning experience to help us build a better nation for the future. Thank you.
That's right, John. It really does take a village to raise a child, maybe even more, right? Romy Revili has another question. This time, though, he's asking you, Kwong, what are the different type of solutions that campuses can adopt with respect to contact tracing? So specifically, contact tracing in campuses.
Hi, thank you so much. And that is a very good question. With the global pandemic, in place, it actually threw the world into a crisis situation where education campuses like yours had to quickly enable a distributed workforce at scale to maintain business continuity and supporting students to home-based learning. Now, coming back to the question, there are a couple of options to choose from. Now, Aruba AP are a platform that comes with Wi-Fi, Zigbee, and Bluetooth radio that delivers smart telemetry and provide precision indoor and outdoor location data necessary for this new application called contact tracing. And to help with contact tracing, Aruba can provide artificial intelligence-based machine learning, cloud-based, proximity-based solution that will operate seamlessly on existing Aruba network. And this includes contact tracing using either Wi-Fi analytic from the Aruba Wi-Fi AP, or the second option, you can actually choose using a small Bluetooth tag that user can carry around. Now, both the solution help to minimize virus spread by quickly identifying employee, students, or guests who may have come in contact with an infected person. This relieves HR from the overhead and delay associated with correlating data and manual analysis, so they can focus on protecting employee and students.
All right, thank you for that, Kwong. Last couple of questions. This one to Dr. Nat. Can you give us any helpful tips to help students adjust to online learning?
Well, I should say welcome the new online learning modalities. Take advantage of the additional tools that now structure learning and interaction in this new environment. So it's now easier for students to calendar and plan projects and assignments because teachers are incentivized by the learning management system to plan more carefully ahead. The next thing is you should communicate your concerns. Don't be shrinking violet. Many schools are cognizant of your difficulties, and even at the institutional level, we have an official stance for compassionate and adaptive learning structures. The teacher-centered classroom is now a thing of the past. I think it will not return, and the learners are at the focal point of education, and as it always has been. Take advantage of all the tools that digital natives like you have been using all these years for entertainment, collaboration, content creation. Teach us, the digital dinosaurs. We are more open than you think. And finally, I think you should, I encourage you, as you have been doing, I know, stay in touch with your student organizations, your social network, your friends. The communities that we built up before the pandemic, they need not die out. Now is the time actually to build even stronger communities.
All right, student-led development and growth. I want nothing but to go back to school now with everything that everyone has said. Unfortunately, we just have time for one more question, and this one goes out to you, Dick. This is from George Sarmiento. He's asking how PLDT envisions the future of e-learning and how this will change once quarantine is over, and what is being done to lay the groundwork for this vision.
Yeah, thank you for the question. we see that online learning is here to stay. It will continue. Some schools will probably do blended learning. That is, some will attend classes on campus and some will stay at home for distance learning, but of course on schedule basis. For those that will do blended learning, we have solutions that can work both online and offline. And we are also working with the schools to offer customized internet connections via fiber or a premium connection, which we call iGate. As mentioned as well, our John Convalescer have presented solutions that can protect the students and promote safe distance while on campus. These are IoT solutions that will run on your campus Wi-Fi. Other than this, we are developing solutions that will make digital learning efficiently work for the schools. Now, should you be interested on these solutions, please get in touch with your relationship managers so we can have an in-depth discussion with you. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Dustin, Dick, John, Ali, Natalie, Grant, Kwong, and Nat. And if there are no more questions at this point, we would like to thank our presenters and panelists for spending this memorable afternoon with us. Special thanks also goes out to our official event partners. And to all our delegates, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, you can get a chance to win exciting raffle prizes just by answering our feedback form that will be flashed on your screens after the program. So stay tuned for the e-commerce and e-retail breakout session and get more chances to win other premium prizes. Once again, I'm Sean Yao, and this has been the Impact of Business Transformation featuring e-learning of the Philippine Digital Convention 2020, brought to you by PLDT Enterprise, Smart, and ePLDT.